The huge cost of the lockdown. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I thought we'd have a look at this article from news.com.au discussing the huge huge cost of the stage 4 lockdown in Victoria. Grab your stein, add some schnapps, because these are some big numbers, everyone. So an extra 250,000 workers have been stood down from the stage 4 restrictions. And we had a look at that yesterday in the live stream. I'll probably cut off the end bit going through just all of the restrictions on one business after another in Victoria because, well, construction's going to cop it. Architectural businesses are going to cop it. They are really quite drastic lockdowns. There's even discussions about stage 5, the next level. We'll look at discussions about that in another video. So Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews has detailed the shocking toll of the state's new lockdown with hundreds of thousands out of work. Now the question that historians will have to look at is if this is worth it. If this is worth it. Particularly looking at some of the statistics that, as grim as it may be, coming out of Germany, the people that have fallen victim to this illness were statistically going to die anyway this year. So are these restrictions, are these interventions in the economy, are these complete removal of our liberty and freedom to move, are they going to be worth it? We won't know. Historians will know. It'll be something to reflect back on. It's going to affect a generation. There'll be a whole lot of people who are unemployed now and will suffer from unemployment scarring. There's going to be children. This is going to be a core part of their childhood. Mina keeps asking me, our little 7-year-old, what was it like when you were little? Did they have lockdowns? And we told her the big fear for us was the AIDS. Was it an epidemic? Or just, the prevalence of AIDS all around the world. And as a child, I remember the advertisements on the TV. Remember the Grim Reaper and the bowling? That terrified me as a kid. It terrified me as a kid. That was probably the closest thing that we had in our childhood. So it's going to affect these other kids, these children as well. So let's have a look at this. An extra 250,000 Victorians are likely to be out of work as a result of the state's tough stage 4 restrictions. Speaking to the media on Monday afternoon, Premier Daniel Andrews said he estimated around 500,000 residents would be working from home during the 6-week lockdown period in a bid to contain the pandemic plaguing the state. And he said the number of those stood down from their job was likely to double under the latest measures, which were the harshest in Australia's history. We know there are about 250,000 people stood down in one form or another, and this will add a further 250,000 in rough numbers. We will get a clearer sense of that as the weeks unfold, Andrews said. He said the lockdown was essential to reduce the risk of people moving around the community and therefore the number of points at which the virus can be transmitted from one person to another. They're trying to mitigate the spread. Now, I was under the impression, at least from the media, that we were flattening the curve initially to prop up and to allow additional infrastructure and modifications to our hospital system. Convert existing wards to ICU capacity to ensure that we could handle bigger numbers. Has that occurred? Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was too tough an ask. Maybe they thought they had it under control. Maybe hiring security guards and all the issues that all caused wasn't the best way to mitigate this. Maybe having a significant portion of your population who aren't sufficiently able to speak English and don't know what's going on isn't the best way to manage this. We'll have to see. Victoria has some unique challenges that hopefully won't manifest in the other states. Or else we can see it spread to other states. Victoria comes out of the 6 weeks, everything's good, and then boom, it comes back again. What's stopping that? So, he stressed that there would be financial support for those affected by the new rules. JobKeeper and JobSeeker are at the higher level and higher rate until well into September, well past the 6-week window, and I will continue my discussions around cash flow support, business support, and other things we can do in partnership, he said. Well, today, the Premier is going to, and we'll have a look at that later today, talk more about the harsh measures. It's going to, first day was the curfew. Yesterday was the business restrictions, and probably today is going to be the harsh measures. How the PSO will be marching the streets. I make that commitment to every single Victorian that we will work together in partnership with the Commonwealth to look after those who need to be looked after, to support those who need support, and then to get right into that rebuilding work that will be necessary once we get to the other side of this. He also unveiled a new $5,000 cash grant for affected businesses. I can announce today that all those businesses that are forced to close, restaurants, cafes, beauty places, gyms, all of those in regional Victoria as part of Stage 3 will be eligible for a $5,000 grant from our government. And we will do our best, our very best, to get those paid as quickly as we can, the Premier said. In terms of metropolitan Melbourne and Mitchell Shire, you will be aware that we are currently in the process of paying out literally thousands of $5,000 grants. I can announce today we'll add a further $5,000 to those grants, acknowledging that they will have been under these restrictions now for a period significantly longer than the first 6 weeks, as foreshadowed. So that will mean $10,000, and indeed for those metropolitan businesses, it will finish up being in aggregate terms first and second wave payments in the order of $20,000, together with a number of other waivers of taxes and charges. And for some businesses, many businesses, all of those really significant payroll tax refunds, we were able to return. There you go. To those businesses' money. 3 quarterly payments that they have made to us prior to the first wave. That package is in order of $600 million. So all this money you force these people to take, you're giving back to them. Which, good. Good. Payroll tax is the stupidest tax in the world. It really is. It is just ludicrous. Taxing payroll. I mean, if you want something to be a disincentive, wow, they just tax everything they can. Everything they can. They wonder why everything's so expensive. They wonder why there's so many disincentives to start businesses in Australia. They wonder why so many businesses do whatever they can to offshore stuff. He said it would take Victoria years to recover from the broader pandemic crisis, and said it was absolutely essential to come up with a recovery plan. In terms of the Victorian economy, I would see it as not just a 6-week issue. I'd see it as the entire impact of this pandemic, which is now months old, will take us years to recover from, he said. There's simply no doubt about that. And that's why a clear plan to rebuild, to recover with strength, a clear path around skills and jobs, will be absolutely essential. And we've already begun the hard work of drawing that plan up, and we will waste no time delivering it, and delivering it in full, he said. So, there we go. Huge cost to the state of Victoria. 250,000 people stood down. More money coming from Andrews, from the state, for businesses that have been affected by this. Some businesses will never recover, everyone. Some businesses will never recover from this. Some people will just step back, put their hands up and go, nope, no, I'm out. I've had enough. I've had enough. Here's the thing. What happens in 6 weeks' time, it's all good. We're happy. I can actually talk about some happy articles in 6 weeks' time about Victoria. And then, in a month's time, another incident happens, another outbreak. Oh, they're going to have new lockdowns. It'll be stage 5. Do you think, those of you in Victoria, let us know in the comments if this is enough to push you to leave the state. If this is enough to push you to leave. Do you think we'll see an exodus of people out of Victoria? And then if that happens, probably people that are frustrated with the, behaviour of their Premier and their state, restricting their freedom or maybe living in a state where you've got so many people that are acting quite stupid, either through one cause or for another. I mean, frankly, if you're waiting on a result, you stay home. That's common sense. Yeah, I remember when this first came out. I thought I was sick, so I stayed home. I mean, for us, it's no different. Now, our life hasn't changed at all, to be honest. I work from home. We've just adapted our business and our life to be low cost. So, we were hoarding before it was cool, which is just called monthly shopping. We've been working from home before it was forced on everyone because of reduced rent. But do you think, here's the question, do you think Andrews will get back in next election? Do you think he'll get back in next election? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you are planning to leave Victoria, where would you plan to go? Would you go to another state to Australia? Would you leave the country? Is Eastern Europe starting to look more attractive? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, or what your plans are. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I created, there are a few ways you can. Simply interacting with the channel, commenting, liking, sharing the videos. It's a great way to help the channel grow. You can support us financially via joining the channel on YouTube or Patreon, using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin, buying our merch from HeiseSays, using Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or supporting us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.